get a new day every 24 hours. So why is it that we wait for 365 of them to pass before we wish each other well? My wish for you is the same as my intention for myself, that you be happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. I believe it was old Abe Lincoln who said, early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. I've never tested that theory. No, I'm a real night owl. And honestly, I don't think people should rise before the sun does, unless you're rising for the express purpose of watching the sun rise over water. But I do appreciate those who do that, like my husband, who's usually on his morning break by the time I rise. And of course, the biscuit maker at Bojangles, who has my breakfast ready. But Abe left out the happy part. And I think his ideas need just a little bit of rearranging. We need to be wise first so that we make healthy choices. And then happiness and wealth come as a natural byproduct of that. You know, happiness and wealth really are relative. And wouldn't it be nice if our relatives were happy and wealthy? But we know the best things in life really are not things. And money can't buy happiness, though that is a theory I'd be willing to test. But my friends who have traveled on international missions consistently come home with the wealth of a new perspective of how very little it actually takes to live a happy life. But we get so busy taking care of business, trying to keep up with the Joneses, that we're broke and exhausted before we realize we don't even like the Joneses. And sometimes we really don't even like ourselves. It's no wonder that our society is literally dying of heart dis-ease. Dis-ease in our hearts, because we're not listening to their true desire. I think people live life backwards. They try to do what they think they need to do so that they can have what they think they need in order to be whatever it is that society suggests is successful, even if it's not what they desire. I believe we have to be who we are first. And when we honor the authenticity in our hearts, what to do becomes obvious. And when we take effective action, we realize that we already have everything we need to be happy. Because happiness doesn't come from success. Success comes from happiness. And when you do what you love and you love who you are successful. But I'll confess, I'm not always sure who I am in my heart. Gail is my given legal name, my stage name according to my friends and family. They all call me Missy, and they have since birth. I only used Gail when I graduated from college, and somebody told me that Missy just wasn't professional. I believed them. How many of you think Missy's unprofessional? All right, and how many of you would hire me even if I went by the name Missy? Excellent. Wise people you are. Wise people you are. I took a comedy course recently, and it was really funny to hear my instructor introduce me as a motivational speaker and a beach bum. And potentially someone who motivates people to become beach bums. It was a very perfect and interesting integration of my dual identities. And speaking of dual identities, I am a huge Buffett fan. Any others? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jimmy and Warren. Yeah. Jimmy is Missy's mentor, idol, and kindred spirit. But Gail realizes she's going to have to do a lot more of what Warren does in order to live more like Jimmy. But both are classic examples of passion. They obviously do what they love, and they love what they do, and they share their wealth their wealth and their wisdom freely with other people. And that's what true passion is, the desire to pass I on. I guess that's how I became a motivational speaker. Every report card I got in grade school said, Missy talks too much. Yep, it was true. And then by the time I got to junior high school, I was accused of having a bad attitude. Bad attitude? That was their problem, not mine. And then when I got to high school, I was a cheerleader. Surprise! No. No, maybe not a surprise. So, it probably comes as no surprise that I am really passionate about talking to people about the power of a positive attitude. A positive perspective is the single most influential factor determining success for every person in every arena. It's one of the very few things in our lives that we have complete control over. And what we believe dictates what we behave. And what we behave and what we believe often are what we find more of in our lives. It's the universal theory of resonance. It's the law of attraction, the art of intention, the self-fulfilling prophecy. And research has consistently confirmed that the #1 factor related to longevity in long-term and terminal illness is the patient's perspective. The power of a positive attitude really can heal.